And we say good afternoon. Welcome aboard the Tom Taylor Sports Show on this Wednesday. It is Hump Day. Over the hump and through the woods to a daylight.
What day it is?
Go ahead, Boo Boo.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Day 18 of our Fun and Frolic on March the 4th. We'll get this out of the way real quick because I'm over it already. My man on this stupid bet last night we had.
Every time you lose,
It's stupid.
It's stupid.
There you go. And so, anyway, last night we did our high school bet. We were tied on the women's sectional, the girls sectional the night before, 5-5 on the correct pick. So last night playing for a payday for him and a Mr. Goodbar for me. And so, we both picked. Let's go down to the right picks. You picked Maryville. I picked Dobbins Minute. We both picked Hampton.
Deciding game.
Yeah, in fact, we're going to have Hampton's coach on here in just a few minutes, Ned Smith, which is pretty exciting. The only team going to the state tournament from our neck of the woods on the boys' side. And we both picked Grace Christian. So you got 3 correct picks. I got 2 correct picks. So that means I lose.
Win.
Yeah, I lose. And so the reward was a king-size payday bar for my boy Horace. There you go.
I'm going to put it up here in the place of honor where you can watch it all show.
Look at it the whole show.
There you go.
Stupid bet. So anyway, last night we had some barn-burning basketball games, courtesy of the Kingsport Times-News. Let's give you the finals. Oak Ridge knocking off Science Hill in a buzzer beater, 55-53. Science Hill had the shot to win it and didn't go for them. With, I think, 0.8 seconds to go, they put up a three-pointer to win it. Couldn't do it. Maryville beat Dobbins Minute 74-58. In Double-A, Fulton rallies to beat Elizabeth in 64-50. Knocks Carter over Greenville 85-71. In Single-A, the Hampton Bulldogs defeat Meigs County 88-80. And in Grace Christian defeated South Green in boys action in Tennessee 70-45. So the Hampton Bulldogs of Ned Smith, the only team going to the big show next week. The state tournament in Murfreesboro, and so pretty impressive stuff. And, again, we'll talk to Coach Smith. We just made contact with him, and he's going to join us coming up here in a few minutes. So you want to gloat some more about that stupid payday? And so,
we knew it was going to happen.
Okay.
It would have been a bigger win had I gone with my head instead of my heart.
Yeah.
In one other pick, but I'm not going to go there. But
no, you've won. Just let it go. You've won. We don't need your heart, your picks, and all that. Just let it go. So.
But I will say this: the best game of the night was the Oak Ridge Science Hill game.
Yeah, they went right down to the .8 on the shot, and Peyton Wingate tried I believe a 3, or was it 3?
It was a 3 to try to win it. And it just
missed it and lost by 2.
Just missed it.
Yeah, so tough break for the Hilltoppers, and they had a great season. So did Dobbins. So you get to this point in the season, they all had great seasons. So you have the Hampton boys heading down for the big show next week in the state tournament in Double-A out of our neck of the woods. They're going to Murfreesboro, of course, at Middle Tennessee State, and the bracketings will be announced coming up again. Usually at the end of this week, they'll find out who they're going to be playing. Our Bible verse of the day, we dedicate our show to the one who hung on the cross for us. Commit your works to me, and your thoughts will be established. Commit your works to me, and your thoughts will be established. Out of Proverbs 16:3 is where you'd find that in a good book. Commit your works to me, and your thoughts will be established, which is a great, they're all great.
That has a strong, implication to this show.
Yes. And that would be in what way, shape, or form, would you say?
Well, we commit this show to him.
Exactly.
And we expect him then in return to tell us or guide us in our direction ahead.
Which he does.
He does every day.
Every day, except the basketball pick. It'd have been nice.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Let it go. Yes, let it go. From what movie?
Frozen.
Oh, yeah, I hear that all the time here. Frozen. So, also coming up a little bit later on, now we've already had the smackdown thrown down by the Apester that they're going to whip me up on the old 5 for 5, the Elvis trivia coming up here in a few minutes. Ain't going to happen. We'll go 5 for 5 and get that over with. Yesterday, we had that dumb question from Richard. Over the
They're all again. When you lose, everything's dumb or stupid.
Yes, I lose gracefully, don't I?
Oh, you did, man. I'll tell
you got it. So anyway, we'll do the quiz show coming up in a few minutes. Thanks to Bracken Asphalt Maintenance. Our scoreboard shows 5 wins right now. I got 4. Buzzer's got 1. Buzzer will be with us tomorrow. The Bracken Paving Asphalt Maintenance scoreboard. Quiz show wins 5 so far here in the show, and we're in day number 17. So what is that? 5 wins and 17 tries. That would be a winning percentage of what, about 30%? Is that right?
Something like that.
Yeah, not real good. So
Oh,
No, 5 for 17. That's not good, is it?
well, I mean, it's
Could
great
be.
for you.
Okay.
All these people that are having to fork out these winnings, I mean, they're probably not so great.
Okay.
But I'm sure they appreciate it.
I'm sure they do. They like it. And
They do.
I know Gator does. Gator's thrown in a haircut. Yeah. By the
I
way,
wonder if he's going to throw in the cup too.
yeah. No, he'll just throw in the free haircut. By the way,
I see it.
yeah.
Yeah.
No comment. You didn't say anything about it.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't. The whole time I've been here, you've not said one word about the short, my locks being short, or shorter. So,
Well, it could have been better. I mean,
Yeah.
it could come up a little bit more, but
no. Actually, probably I told him
too much.
as I looked at it, I thought it's not his fault. He did a great job. I thought I told him to take off 2 inches. Should have said an inch. However,
Did he get out the ruler?
No,
Okay.
but it will grow back.
It will grow
And
back.
he put that little thing on my back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he did a
That
great
feel
job.
good?
And he straight shaved the back of my neck.
Yeah. Did he
Oh,
spit
yeah.
on you?
He did spit on me. When you go get your hair cut, you got to let him spit on you one time, which is not what he does, but it's really
Yeah.
cool. And I didn't know what was getting ready to happen. He went, and he hit some cold water in the back of my head.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to spit on you. He's a prankster. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Cherokee Barbershop did a great job on the old air. All right, let's talk about some baseball. Again, we covered the high school basketball, and actually, let's do this. Let's take a break, and let's get Ned Smith on from Hampton High School. He's waiting in the wings to talk to us, and we'll do that. Then we got some baseball. Got a lot of baseball to talk about. The Cubbies and the Redlegs and the Indians and Daniel Norris and Adam Wainwright for the Cardinals. We got a lot of baseball to cover. And, again, from yesterday, the season opening game for the Redlegs, they hammered, and I mean hammered the Indians 10-0. 10 runs on 15 hits. Pitched a shutout. The Reds staff did and held them to 4 hits. And they had 6 doubles in the game. So the one guy didn't even play. I don't know why he didn't play. Joey Votto didn't play. So he's the guy that really is going to be kind of the difference maker in the season. We'll talk to Greg Salyer later on this show today about the Reds report, as he does every Wednesday. So also Daniel Manget from Milligan College going to join us on his weekly visit about the Buffaloes. And also coming up here in a few minutes will be Bracken Asphalt Maintenance, the quiz show, and it's Elvis trivia again this week. So, and you can mark it down.
I heard that last week. I heard it last week.
You heard it yesterday, too.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
What's going to be stupid this time?
Anything I miss?
That's right.
Anything I miss. Going to be stupid. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll check in with Ned Smith from Hampton High School. They're going to the state tournament. We'll find out about it through the eyes of the head coach right after this on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that home insurance can keep your stuff covered even when it's not at home? Or that collisions with wildlife on the road may not be covered? And what if you didn't know you could be liable for any accidents on your property? The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us again. Hello, wherever you may be. Livestream.com, the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Also, we're on YouTube. We're on iTunes. We're on TuneIn Radio. All those you can listen to us in the podcast later on today. Also, the Stitcher phone app and Stitcher.com. And right now, again, live stream. And hello to California. Hello to Washington State. We got folks listening every day in California and Washington. Also got folks listening here in the Tri-Cities like Terry Diamond. And also hello to Patrick Savage up at Bristol Motor Speedway. And also hello to Tony Valk, who owns Evergreen in Johnson City. They listen, and we appreciate that. Let's go to the phone. If I had a Hampton Bulldog ball cap, I'd wear it proudly. Coach Ned Smith joins us. Coach, congratulations. What a night. Your ball club held off a good Meigs County team to go to the state tournament next week. And kind of tell us about the game last night.
It was an exciting game. We won in overtime. We had two good leads, and they caught back up. I mean, they just shoot the ball extremely well. Shoot deep threes. Got a real good point guard, and they go the hole. And we just had an exciting game last night.
Tell me about the atmosphere. I would think a sectional or / sub-state. I would say the place was rocking. Is that a fair statement?
It was. It was rocking. Place was full. Not many, no seats left, and just an exciting finish there too, especially in overtime there.
High-scoring game.
Played really well.
Yeah, high-scoring game, 88-80, and again, we saw you play at the Hardee's Classic. We went down and live streamed some of those games back in November, and I told my man then, I said, these guys are good. They're going to go somewhere in the tournament, postseason, and you have. And so tell us about your ball club. What's been the strength of your team all season?
Got a good combination. Got 3 or 4 guards. We can rotate in different spots. Kobe Jones there is a junior. I think he had 32 last night. Played really well. Nathan Norris, another guard, 2 guard there. He played real well. Had 10 or 12 points. Adam McClain, he can come in, play the off wing or the point guard. Had a lot of assists and did a good job on their point guard guarding them. And another guard, Cheyenne Camilo, played really well. Shot the lights out, and he made a big shot there on a set play there late to put us up. Stanley Valentine and Stone Hutchins, they kind of run the inside game, and they played really well. They pull a lot of boards down and get a lot of points, and they play real well, high-low sets.
For folks listening in other parts of the country and for folks in the Tri-Cities who may not know this, Coach, how many kids do you have at Hampton? It's not a big school, is it?
We've got just a little over 400 kids.
And that's grades 9 through 12? Yeah, grades 9 through 12. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, are you still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, grades 9 through 12, you got 400 kids. Is that correct?
Yes, 9 through 12, we've got 400 kids.
Yeah, so not a big school, and so a lot of talent coming out of that school. So set the stage. You're heading off to the state tournament, the only team going out of the Tri-Cities. And when do you play next week?
We play Thursday at 11:30.
11:30 our time, and your team, your opponent will be who?
We play Union City.
Union City. Now, would you get a chance to, how will you prepare for it? You get tape on these guys? You get a chance to call coaches? How are you getting a scouting report on Union City, which is on the other side of the state?
Yeah, we'll call some coaches and hope to get some film and just see what kind of information we can gather up. But their record's like 30-3, really good team down, in the other end of the state. They play up tempo and play really good defense. They get up in you and play. They'll be a really good team.
How many times have you taken a team to the state tournament?
This will make my sixth time going down the state.
That is awesome. Well, we hope this time you knock the door down. How deep have you gone in the state? How far have you got to the state championship?
No, just 2 Final Fours.
That's all right. That's nothing to be ashamed of. So, hey, what do you think about, before I let you go, what do you think about this year's team versus these other teams? You think you got a pretty good shot this year?
We got a good shot. We got good post players, and we've got instead of just having 2 or 3 guards, we can go 4 or 5 guards. We can rotate them, get them some rest. Down there, they like to play up and down and get after you. So if we get some injuries or some foul trouble, we can go a little deeper this year. So I'm excited to take this bunch down.
We're excited you're going, man. We are pulling for you. The whole Tri-Cities are going for the Hampton Bulldogs. And, Coach, thank you for your time. I know you're in the middle of the school day, so thank you and good luck, and we'll try and talk to you again next week, all right?
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. What a job. Great job. Ned Smith, again, the head coach of the Hampton Bulldogs. 6th trip to the state tournament. How about that?
Yeah, good deal.
A little school nestled up in Carter County. If you're not from this area and you're listening somewhere else in the country, and you do, And so a little tiny school that's 400 kids, and that's not just the boys, that's the whole school.
You blink, you go
12.
through Hampton.
You what?
If you blink, you miss it.
There you go. But exactly right. It's not a very big place, but obviously they play real big as they're heading off for the 6th time. He's taking a team to the state tournament, playing Union City next Thursday at 11:30. So congratulations for a big game last night. And, again, hats off to all the teams that played. And, again, the teams that lost, you get to this point in the season, you've done something right to even get there. So I know it was very disappointing. I saw the quotes where most of the kids, in fact, all the teams down to a T, were all, the kids were crying in the locker room and upset. They've had a long season and ended not the way they wanted. But so they have nothing to be ashamed of to get to this point in the season. And, again, the one team still going on the boys' side are the Hampton Bulldogs of Ned Smith. That's awesome. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, we thank you for being with us, and tell us about Cherokee Barbershop. I spoke earlier, but one of our great sponsors, and Gator said he loves how we're promoting him, so tell us about the old Cherokee Barbershop.
Well, old Cherokee Barbershop, that's there off of South Rose Street next to Tipton Haynes Farm. Old-fashioned. Just walk in. He's a one-holer right now. He's got 2 chairs, but he kind of does things on his own. He'll give you a haircut, a shave if you want it. And the shaves, of course, are straight razor shaves, the old-fashioned way. Can't say anything about it. I mean, better. I mean, it's just that he warms up those whiskers. He puts hot towels on your face to the point where you almost want to go sleep. And then, I mean, he even goes the extra mile when that's done and he lathers you up and he shaves you. He'll squirt some more cold water on your face.
There you
Make
go.
them whiskers stand up one more time.
There you go.
And do it one more time and get it extra close.
Tuesday through Friday, 8:30 to 5, and Saturdays, 8:30 to 1. It's Cherokee Barbershop. 928-6201 is the number to call, by the way. And the barber pole's out, he's in. It's outside hanging, the barber pole, that means he's in and open for biz. And I think he said he cut 20. I was his 20th haircut yesterday. So
for not bad for a single guy.
There you go. He's rocking along with just one chair guy.
One chair guy.
He said he averages anywhere between 15 and 20 a day. So does a great job.
I'm sure he'd like to see that grow.
Yeah. And we're pleased that, well, absolutely. And we're pleased that we get a chance to promote him. And, again, I got my hair cut there yesterday and very pleased when I got the job. And he's just a good guy, too. So thank you to the Gator Man at Cherokee Barbershop. All right, let's talk a little baseball. Where do we start? Let's start with the Reds. Of course, we follow the Redlegs on these airwaves. And the Reds won 10-0 yesterday. 10 runs, 15 hits, 1 error. Indians, no runs, 4 hits, 1 error. Reds had 6 doubles. Same 2 teams today in Goodyear, Arizona at 3:05 this afternoon. Let's see who else. Guess better run down out of fairness to all the other baseball fans. Detroit beat Baltimore 15-2. Ooh. Philadelphia and the Yankees played a 5-5 tie. No A-Rod yesterday, right?
No. And today he's supposed to play, but only in a designated hitter role.
There you go. Pirates beat Toronto 8-7. Oakland over San Francisco 9-4. And the Redlegs clubbed the Indians 10-0, again in spring training baseball. Interesting story for the Indians. They are getting ready to, or not getting ready to, but they have sold out their home opener April the 10th against Detroit in 11 minutes.
Wow.
The 22nd straight year they're going to have a sellout in Cleveland for their opening day. But the sad story is, after the opening day, not many people go out to the ballpark. They drew 1.4 million last year, second to last in the major leagues.
Wow.
Now, over the winter, they did a big renovation at the ballpark in Cleveland. They removed several thousand seats to kind of make it a little more cozy, more confining, a little more, I guess, a little bit more on top of things. So they took up several thousand seats out of the renovation. So there's less seats to sell, but, again, they sold out what they had in 11 minutes for their April 10th opener against Detroit. So there you go. 22nd straight year, the opener was opening day is going to be a sellout.
I guess because they usually lose on their opening game, right? Because nobody ever comes back.
I guess. They've struggled.
I'm sorry.
They've struggled, yeah. Okay.
You ever see that movie Major League?
Yes.
It's kind of based around the Cleveland
Yes.
Indians. There you go.
Well, they've been doing better, but, yeah. But there's always room for improvement there with the Indians. Now, the Cubbies, same thing. They're trying to do a massive renovation of Wrigley Field. It's not going to be done before next month's opening day. Hit a bump when Mayor Rahm Emanuel dashed the team's hopes of winning city approval to keep construction crews working around the clock. Now, the Cub folks apparently told the Cub fans that they're going to let construction go more 24/7 around the clock to get this done. Rahm Emanuel said, no, we're not. We're not going to do that. Okay. So apparently, as the article says, a stressful time between the city and the mayor. I mean, the team and the mayor.
Everybody has a stressful time against Rahm Emanuel.
I think so. Yeah, and he's kind of
he's anti-person,
and he's kind of in battle for his life too, isn't he?
Well, politically,
yeah, I think he has to. He's in a runoff election.
All I can say is the citizens of Chicago got what they voted for.
Yeah,
just leave it at that.
All right. The Cubs, who have already acknowledged that the bleachers will be closed to fans on opening day, say they need the additional work time to erect the centerpiece of the $575 million renovation project, the huge video board in left field. And so Rahm Emanuel says you can't use our city workers 24/7 to help get this done. So it looks like they're not going to have it ready for opening day in Chicago. So Daniel Norris going to pitches tomorrow. And so we'll see how that goes for this young man. Penciled in as a starter for the Toronto Blue Jays spring training game against Baltimore split squad tomorrow night in Sarasota. 21-year-old out of Johnson City. Made 5 appearances with the Blue Jays in a relief role last year. Struck out Boston slugger David Ortiz, Big Papi, in his debut, which has got to be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Good grief. Former Science star gave up 5 hits and 4 earned runs in 6 2/3 innings last year. So he gets a chance to start tomorrow night against the Orioles.
Yeah, his main competitor for that last starting spot in the rotation, the guy named Sanchez, he didn't do so well yesterday.
Oh, really?
No.
So we're pulling for Daniel Norris.
We're pulling for Daniel Norris. Door's open there. Let's let him see if he can step through it.
I'm thinking with Horace's connections, plus the fact he won this payday candy bar, I would think he could probably work some magic and track down Norris and get him in here for an interview one day on the phone.
We'll see. I know Manchild knows him real well.
I'm saying Manchild's got his cell phone number somewhere.
Yeah.
So that was baseball news for Daniel Norris. Pro football news. You want to talk about that for a second? Or let's talk about a little NBA. Here's LeBron James passed Ray Allen for 21st in the all-time scoring list in the NBA. He's 307 points behind Patrick Ewing for 20th on the all-time scoring list of the NBA. Are you a fan of LeBron James?
His talent, yes. How he got to where he is initially, no.
What does that mean?
He's one of those that came right out of high school.
Okay.
I'm not saying he wasn't a talented player, but, again, we went on that kick the other day about these young kids that take advantage of. Now, actually, in his case, he didn't go to college and he didn't accept a scholarship and didn't waste it. But still, when you're 18, 19 years old and you're looking to jump into the NBA, that's awful young to be playing with the big boys. So, but anyways, nevertheless, it is what it is. His past is what it was. He's a great player. I don't really know of anything he's ever really done that's been that controversial.
So do you like him, or do I put him on the X list or not?
Oh, no. I mean, he's all right.
Okay.
I still think he's a step below Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Oh, you don't think he's as good as Jordan?
No. Nobody's ever going to take Jordan's spot in my mind.
No, that guy was awesome.
Yeah.
He could do
on
it.
and off the court.
Yeah.
So
he's 20th in all-time points already, so he's moving up the ladder pretty quickly for no longer he's been in the NBA. But he just passed his teammate Ray Allen for 21st and now heading for again, Patrick Ewing next up on the list, 20th all-time scoring. He's 307 points behind him, and the way he scores, that's about 5 or 10 games he'll pass him. So LeBron doing pretty well in the old NBA scoring. And, of course, Buzzer likes LeBron. We'll hear all about that tomorrow.
He played in Miami.
Yeah,
so.
She's a big fan of LeBron.
Miami fan.
Bless her heart. So, and then one more baseball note. Adam Wainwright looks like, they shelved him because he got hurt lifting weights, spring training. So they said he wasn't going to be ready for opening day. Threw off flat ground. Monday was the first time he threw off the mound since injuring himself while placing a 45-pound weight back on the weight rack.
Now, how do you hurt yourself picking up 45 pounds?
I don't know, but they said he got hurt. Wainwright met with trainers from St. Louis on Monday who asked him to try a lunge, one of the activities that aggravated the injury. But other than that, and pitching, the trainers want Wainwright to take it easy. They asked him to lunge, I guess to see if he's going to re-aggravate the injury, which I wouldn't do. I mean, I would think I'm not a trainer, but I guess he wanted to see if he could do it, and he did. And so he threw off the mound on Monday and was pretty excited. Had a 30-plus pitch session for the Cardinal ace. And so still don't know now if he's going to be ready to go for opening day in less than a month. So everybody's kind of getting ready. Lester's going to be the starting guy for the Cubbies. They've made that announcement. It's a young man they picked up in the offseason So Mr. Lester will be the starter for the Cubbies come opening day in Chicago.
Something tells me Mr. Wainwright's going to be ready.
I would think so.
I just think this has been blown out of proportion, and they've just kind of took it easy just to be on the safe side. But, 45 pounds, it must have been just a little tweak of a muscle sprain or something.
But he got hurt putting it back on the weight rack. It wasn't like he was using it.
It had to be the lower half of his extremities that got hurt. I'm saying, how do you do that?
Well put. So it was after the workout session, he was putting the weight back on the rack and felt a little twinge in his belly. Abdominal injury is what they're calling it. Now, before we go to the break, I want to get Horse worked up because this will do it. This will do it. My boy Jameis Winston.
Oh, jeez.
Yep, his face is.
Has he already signed with the Buccaneers?
No, he wants to market himself. He wants to get
himself.
He wants to patent famous Jameis is what he wants to call himself.
Geez.
He's wanting to go and get a patent, so he wants to use this as a marketing slogan. Famous Jameis. So they went to the U.S. Patent Office to apply for this. So
I'm telling you right now. I mean, if this doesn't.
I got him going. Go ahead.
He's the definition of an arrogant player.
There you go.
Period. He's not even in yet.
No, he hasn't even made it. He went to Tampa Bay a month early to see, because they don't have the draft till April the 30th. We talked about that yesterday. He went down there a month earlier than anybody else typically goes, and was courted by the family that owns the Tampa Bay Bucks, and so
I hope nobody takes him. I hope nobody takes him, and if somebody is stupid enough to take him, then I hope they have a big pocketbook.
There you go. Now, he just used the word stupid, so I got him going. Of course,
he did.
He gets a little animated over there on the side, and so I knew I just had to mention famous Jameis. There you go. So.
Now, talent aside, okay, this has nothing to do with his ability to play football.
Right.
It's all about his arrogance, his attitude, his off-the-field antics, good and bad.
Yeah.
You know, it just doesn't it's part of a formula, and the formula is not there.
If I was a general manager of a football team, I'm not sure I'd put the future of my football team in his hands.
No.
I'm not sure he's proven to be a leader. He's a heck of a
He
talent.
hasn't proven anything, except that he can play football at Florida State. And that's another issue, and I ain't going to go there either.
There you go. So, wait a minute. Let me put that down. There's another X on the X list. Florida State. It doesn't like Florida State. Look here. I lost my pen. Doesn't like Florida State either, so put that over there. Florida State. So on the list is Junior, Denny Hamlin, Jameis Winston, A-Rod, and Florida State on the X list for Horace.
Yep.
Guy's a heck of a talent.
Yep.
Tremendous arm, but leadership qualities, which is what you need if you're look at some of the other quarterbacks that have led their teams, Brady and Elway and Manning. You go down the list, Terry Bradshaw. And I'm going to leave some people out, but the point is that position, you just got to be a leader. And I don't know whether he's going to be leader material in the National Football League.
And even with his talent, I don't think he's NFL quarterback material.
We'll see. Big guy, got a heck of an arm.
RG3 written all. I mean, now RG3 is different personality, different
Right.
person. I mean, I have nothing against RG3. Okay, that type of quarterback is what I'm talking about. They get hurt easy, and they're off the field as much as they are on. So, that's just
he's flailing his arms over here. I love it. Famous Jameis. The first thing comes out, a T-shirt or a ball cap, anything's up, you're getting it for Christmas present.
No,
I'm going to get that for you.
I'll burn it. We'll have a burning ceremony.
Oh, that's good stuff. Before we go to the break, let me tell you one of our great sponsors, Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics. 39 years, 4 locations. One family makes it go again at Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics. They've got locations in Kingsport on Broad Street, in Bristol on Highway 126. They're right up from Still Creek Park. Also in Greenville on Justice Drive, and Pounding Mill, Virginia on Short Street. 1-800-524-4447 is the number to call. One of the problems they deal with a lot, Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, treating thousands of patients dealing with diabetes and its effects through wound care, office visits, and preventable care. Most of their patients are being seen after a problem arises, so they help to kind of help things out. They have diabetic footwear, shoes, and inserts, which is a great way to prevent or probing skin breakdown or amputation. Prolonging. Didn't read my writing right. A great way to prevent a prolonged skin breakdown and amputation. Also, they use custom molds from patient mold inserts. So actually, for your shoes, they'll actually make a mold of your foot, which further ensures a great recovery of diabetes. And also, they have custom molded shoes, braces, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes. I talked to Will, and Will says they have a lot of folks come in, and a lot of their patients we're seeing now are under the age of 18. Juvenile diabetes, big in this area. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they can help you do a great job. Here's the number: 39 years, 4 locations, 1 family. 1-800-524-4447. And they're on board, and we're excited about that. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics. If you need to, what's the slogan? If you need to brace it or replace it, from your head to toe, you know where to go. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics. 1-800-524-4447 is the number to call. And if you can, here in the Tri-Cities area, they're a phone call away from the sound of our voice. 1-800-524-4447 is the number to call. Quick break. We'll be right back. It's time to go 5 for 5.
Not going to happen.
On the quiz show. A little Elvis, baby. Coming up next, the quiz show with Bracken Asphalt Maintenance, asking the questions right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that it's smart to replace washing machine hoses every 5 years? What if you didn't know that you might need extra coverage for more expensive items? And what if you didn't know that teen drivers are 4 times more likely to get into an accident?
So,
The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Hi, with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us on this Wednesday hump day. Over the hump and through the woods to the daylight savings time weekend we go, and also the home show in Kingsport. They're going to be there. They are Bracken Asphalt Maintenance and Bracken Paving. With us is Tommy Wienmann. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing better than I deserve to be doing, that's for sure.
Thank you. Now, off air, I ask you, can we put you as the president of the Jameis Winston fan club? And you say.
Yeah, for the first one to get the slap him in the head.
I like you.
Now, in all seriousness, you think this guy can make it in the National Football League? You think he's got the talent to do it?
You know what? It doesn't matter how much talent you have in college. The pro ball game is a totally different thing. Every position, they are superstars. They are so fast nowadays. And honestly, I just don't think he has the mental capacity to do it. I think he's all about himself, and I just really don't think he's got what it takes to be a pro quarterback.
All right. Same question I'll pose to you about Johnny Manziel. You think he's going to have it too? You think he's got it to do big in the NFL or not?
No, I don't think so. I think he's one of those flash in the pants that came out of college. Everybody loved him, and once he got torched a few times last year when he tried running out there. He found out real quick that those guys are bigger, stronger, and faster, and I just don't think he's got what it takes either. He'll fizzle out here in the next year or two.
So what do you think about the Browns signing your former Bears quarterback Caden McCown to a $14 million contract, guaranteed $6.5 million?
Oh, yeah, that was well warranted. They did a good job there, Cleveland.
So in your humble opinion, you're a big Bears fan. Can this guy play or not?
he can play, but I don't think he's worth that much. Call me silly, but I think you need to prove yourself before you get these big contracts.
There you go. That's what Horace said the same thing. Let's talk about your Wild Kitties for a second before we get into the quiz show. Kentucky wins, comes from behind to beat Georgia last night. Tell us about your Wild Kitties.
Yeah, they pulled one out yesterday. It's kind of funny. They didn't play extremely well at all. Their offense really wasn't as good as it has been, but their defense is still stifling. And Jay Billis said it on ESPN. He's just like, they didn't play good at all, and yet they still won. So that says a lot about them. I mean, you've got 5 players out there, and if one of them's not playing right, there's 5 other ones sitting on the bench that can play just as good. So there's no letdown. It's constant pressure constantly with them.
Front row of 6'10", and then across the front row, 6'10", 6'10", 6'10", is that right?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Now, in your humble opinion out there looking at college basketball, once you get into the March Madness scene, who out there do you think, if any team can do it, who do you think may be able to knock off Kentucky?
I really just have no clue in the world. I mean, it's going to take a real good effort for somebody to do that because, like I said, I mean, they've got such depth in there. But you know what? Any given day, anybody can do it. I mean, for goodness sakes, Marshall could even beat them if they're hot that day.
Ouch. That was another slam at me. That's good. That's my boy, Tommy Wienmann. So, all right, we're ready for the quiz show. It is brought to you by American Import Auto Repair, again on West Market Street in Johnson City. Our contestant today, when I go 5 for 5, will get himself a free oil change from American Import Auto Repair. He'll get free food, a gift certificate from Vito's on Main Street in Kingsport, where today 2 can dine for $11.99 at Vito's. Chicken Parmesan, baked ziti, baked spaghetti, manicotti, lasagna, cannoli, lasagna. It's all going on today at Vito's. And when I win for this gentleman, he'll get that. He'll also get a free haircut, I heard that, from Cherokee Barbershop, and also a free courtesy pass for a day at Bays Mountain Park to take on everything free at Bays Mountain Park. So that's what we're playing for. Our contestant again is the trainer. Here we go. Woo! I love it. We're playing for Kevin Trivet, the trainer for Dobbins Minute. He listens. He is following us and likes us on the Facebook. Again, at Facebook.com/The Tom Taylor Sports Show. 5 Elvis questions. Here we go. I'm getting ready to ace this thing. Take it away, Tommy.
Okay, true or false? Elvis sang Return to Sender in the movie Girls, Girls, Girls.
Let's see. Girls, 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 Return to Sender. Return to Sender. Address unknown. That would be false.
That would be true.
Oh!
And there we go, right out of the gate again.
Right out of the gate, my gosh. Here we go.
Yeah, man, I'll say that was a stupid question. All right, number 2, here we go.
Number 2.
True or false, there are 3 people buried at Graceland.
That is true.
That is false.
Okay. All right.
Elvis is there,
Yeah.
his mom, his dad, and his grandmother.
Your grandmother, that's right. My bad. I'm 0 for 2. All right, here we go. If I go 0 for 5, I'll quit. All right, here we go.
True or false, Charo is the only film in which Elvis did not sing.
Charo is the only film which Elvis did not sing. That is false.
That is true.
Oh,
this is great.
Oh.
Great stuff.
Yeah, this is good.
I'm going 5 for 5 today. You marked it down.
All right, let's go with number 4. How we do here?
True or false, Elvis's biggest grossing hit single was Suspicious Minds.
That is false.
That is false.
Hey!
He's got one right. He
Biggest
got one
single
right.
is?
His biggest selling single?
Yeah.
Okay, let me think on that. That's good. What was the one?
Heartbreak Hotel.
I would have never got that. Heartbreak Hotel. I was going to say.
Well, I got to do that first.
Yeah,
You got
that
one.
Okay, question 5.
He doesn't care what I was going to say. Okay,
Yeah.
go
True
ahead.
or false, the first national TV show that Elvis appeared on was The Ed Sullivan Show.
First national television show that Elvis appeared on was the Ed Sullivan Show. That is false.
What was it?
I read this somewhere. He first appeared on the Louisiana Hayride. I don't think that was televised. That was on radio. The first TV show was, it was the guy's first name.
The Dorsey Brothers Stage Show.
No, that's not what I thought. I was going to say it was Ted Mike Amateur Hour. Okay, Dorsey Brothers Stage Show.
So he got that one right.
He got that one
Hit
right.
the bell. All right. Yeah.
Finished strong with
Yeah.
just 2.
2 for 5. I staved off embarrassment. So do I torture myself this again next week? Yeah, we'll just let the Apester continue to do it next week. That's no problem because she just got lucky this week. I'll be back strong next week. So tell me, you guys are going to be at the home show. Tell me about that, would you please?
Yeah, we'll be at the home show. The Apester will be there on Friday and on Sunday this time, but we'll be there. As you walk into the home show, you turn left, go all the way to the far wall. That's where we'll be at. We'll have pictures of work that we've done. We'll have representatives there that can answer any of your questions and help you out in any way you have.
Now, this warm weather we're having, are folks calling you, the phone's hopping for you to come out and give quotes?
They are, and believe it or not, Tom, like I've talked till I'm blue in the face about cracks, there are potholes all over the place, and people are calling up all over the place because the cracks didn't get filled and the water got in there and the freeze-thaw started popping asphalt.
So this is driveways or parking lots? Is that who's primarily calling on the potholes?
It is both ways.
Yeah. Now, they're calling for snow tonight. It's 71 degrees outside right now, or it's been 69, 70, 71. Do you really think we're going to get snow tonight?
You know what? Who knows what's going to happen because, a degree here or there is going to make the biggest difference as to what's going to happen.
There you go. All right. Bracken Asphalt Maintenance, Bracken Paving, 323-8726, the number to call. And, again, you can do that by giving him a buzz. He'll come out and give you a quote, or you can come out and see him. What are you going to have to give away? You always have some cool stuff to give away at the home show.
Oh, my goodness. We've got pens. We've got pencils. We've got notepads. We've got nail files for the women. We have chip clips for there. The biggest thing, though, is bring your camera with on Friday and Sunday, and you can get your picture taken with the Apester.
Whoa. Pictures of the Apester.
That's it. No charge either.
There's no charge? I was getting ready to ask you, is there a fee involved?
Not at all. She'll smile like there's no tomorrow and take a picture with you.
So I can come by and get a nail file, some pencils, a potato chip clip, and a picture of the Apester.
You got it.
Whoa.
That's exciting stuff. That just makes your toes tingle.
Well, she's got to wear her hump day hat.
Yeah. Will she wear that?
She's got that baby on today.
Does she really?
She's just in time for the show. She put that baby on.
Got the hump day hat on. It's an actual camel that sets up on top of her head, right?
That's exactly right.
I love it.
All right. Hey, I love you. Appreciate you very, very much, my friend, and love you guys being on our show. We appreciate you. And, of course, the scoreboard stays at 5. Unfortunately, went 2 for 5, and we'll do it again next Wednesday, and I'll see you at the home show, all right?
You got it. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you guys.
All right. Good man right there, our buddy Tommy Wienmann. There you go. That was the quiz show. Started out 0 for 3. Came back strong. Went 2 for 5. So
3 right out of the bank.
Oh, yeah.
Missed them. I love
and he
it.
loves it. That is wrong.
Yeah.
You guys enjoy it way too much when I fumble the ball, but that's okay. That's all right. Your turn's coming.
No,
Friday,
hang on a second. Which one was stupid?
Oh, they're all stupid.
Oh, stupid. Okay.
Yeah, thank you for asking. They're all
if
stupid.
you picked one of them. But
no, they're all stupid. They were all stupid and dumb, but that's okay. We'll try it again tomorrow.
And you got lucky on the last two because they were 50-50.
Yes, I did. I didn't have a clue. You're exactly right. That was a total wing job. Absolutely. Won't lie to you about that at all. Women's college basketball tonight. The opening round of the Southeastern Conference Tournament starts tonight at the Verizon Arena in Little Rock, Arkansas. Florida's Lady Gators take on Auburn at 7 and Vanderbilt, Alabama at 9:30. That'll be tonight. Again, Tennessee will play. The Lady Vols will take on the winner of Missouri, Georgia at 7 o'clock on Friday night of the quarterfinals of that tournament being played, as we said, in Little Rock, Arkansas. Speaking of the Tennessee men's team, we have to make a retraction. I thought this season was over, and it's not. They played the LSU Bayou Bengals, the Tigers, tonight in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. 7 o'clock tip-off. Tennessee has dropped 5 straight. Volunteers' longest losing streak since 2000-2001. Tennessee heads into Wednesday's game at LSU. They're 21-8, and Tennessee's 14-14, trying to avoid its first 6-game skid since 93-94. So
I think that's going to happen.
Think so?
Oh yeah, it's hard to beat the LSU down at LSU.
Yeah,
I mean they gave Kentucky a fit down there. So
LSU shot 53% last month in a win in Tennessee in Knoxville that began the Vols' losing streaks. They're going to try and end that streak tonight at LSU. It's going to be tough. They're big up front and a very talented team. Obviously, they're 21-8. They're 10-6 in the Southeastern Conference. Tennessee 14-14 and 6-10 in the SEC. Coach Tyndall says, and I quote, "I don't care who you are, how strong you are, losing is not fun, and it can wear on you a little bit." And they, again, have lost 5 in a row and trying to snap it tonight at a 7 o'clock tip-off in Louisiana. I'm going to hang with him for another year because, again, he took over a team that was just decimated by departures, and the coach left, and, he's trying to pull it together, and he's got an uphill. He got handed the team late in the recruiting season, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Realistically, he needs 3 or 4 years to prove his wares. But, if he has another season like this next year, once again, I think Tennessee will be looking.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah. The fans just won't put up with it. Yeah. I mean, when the seats are empty, AD's going to do something.
Yeah, because that's when the turnstiles aren't clicking, changes have to be made. You're exactly right. So, but, again, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And what he needs to do is get this one tonight and then, get a win or two in the SEC tournament. Don DeVoe, former Tennessee coach on the selection committee for the NIT, says it's not even a lock they get into the NIT because they're having a tough season. So, and usually if you can't get in the NCAA, you get, you're almost a lock for the NIT. And he's saying, hey, you're not even a lock, Tennessee, for that, simply because you're really struggling. And as we said, they're 6-10 and 14-14. But, again, they can still catch fire, can start tonight. But you feel like it's going to be an uphill struggle down at LSU, correct?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they got beat by 18 at Thompson Bowling by the Tigers, so the return game tonight in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Our buddy Dr. Barry Walton from Max Medicine-Mart on assignment today couldn't be with us, and so he said, take it, big guy, and pinch hit for me, and we can do that. The Now product line right now is 20% off at Max Medicine-Mart on Center Street in Kingsport, open 7 days a week. Some of the things under that Now brand would include glucosamine sulfate, vitamin D is in dog, D3. Those are big sellers of the Now product line. The methyl B12, you got to have B12 in your system. That is easier absorption with that. And so the methyl B12, they've got that in stock, 20% off. And also for the gentleman, prostate support. Again, prostate is a problem for the older folks in this country and older gentlemen. Prostate support through the Now product line is 20% off. Also, they have cranberry supports. That's something else, or I should say cranberry, supports that help with healthy urinary tract. They've got those come in a tablet form, and those are under the Now product line, along with apple cider vinegar. Did you know that was one of the big things to lose weight with is apple cider vinegar? So that's something else that's available on the Now product line, again, at Max Medicine Mart. And gluten-free. I know a lot of folks have to have gluten-free products for their digestive system, their diet. They got the Blue Diamond almond nut thins. They've got the gluten-free shortbread almond cookies. They've also got the coconut macaroons that are gluten-free. You know anybody?
Coconut macaroons.
Yeah, they're gluten-free. Yeah. So, and they have the Kabuti. I mentioned the Kabuti the other day. The 3-in-1 complete comfort seating. They got one. It's a 3-seat-in-1. The first one is the tailbone cushion solutions, what they call it. They have that. They also have a seating wedge and also have a donut ring. So you have 3 seats for some folks that would need that. 3-in-1. It's called a Kabuti, Kabooti, Kabuti for only. It's under $21. It's a 3-in-1 complete comfort seating for folks who would need that. They've got that in stock again at Max Medicine Mart. Also going into Easter, they have a lot of just went totally blank. Oh, I'm sitting looking right at them, and I can't.
Peeps.
No, what Peeps, but the figurines just went totally blank. I'm sitting looking right at them. I see it in my brain, see the name of the box. It'll come to me back here in a second. But
have you ever put a peep in the microwave?
A peep in the microwave? No. I mean, one of those little
mushroom birds, little thing. You know, talking about those little packages. You ever put one in the microwave?
No.
They blow up like a balloon, baby.
Yeah.
It's funny. They grow.
Why would you put?
Manchild taught us that.
There we go. The prankster, the boy. He showed you how to put a peep.
Well, he said, "Hey, Dad, just they're really good warmed up. Stick it in there." Of course, it just balloons right up.
Really?
Oh yeah.
It just swells and
it
pops.
Just swells up.
Is that gooey stuff go over the inside of the microwave?
Well, I stopped it before it popped. But yeah. I just thought of that. I don't know why.
I'm not sure why. Why would your son show you? Where did he learn how to put a peep in the microwave?
I want to say his uncle showed him that, but I'm not going to go there.
Oh, me. I'm trying to think of the name of the figurines now. It'll hit me in a minute because they sell all.
Now you got Peeps blowing up in the microwave
yeah.
in your mind.
I can't remember. Yeah, and I just looking right at them. They're about this tall. That didn't help you.
No.
One of those brain burps went totally blank, but it'll come back to me. The Russell Stover Easter bunnies have got those in stock, a lot of Easter candy. They've got the marshmallow in the milk chocolate candies for Easter, obviously. Got the mini eggs, the coconut, the cookie dough, the caramel, and the fudge brownie mini eggs at Max Medicine Mart. And they also have, as we said, the Now product line. Also, they sell a lot of water. He encourages us to hydrate ourselves all the time at Max Medicine Mart. They have the Good Food Grocery, which is the store inside the store, and it's a health food store. And they have lots of different waters you can choose from at Max Medicine Mart. And that's going to drive me nuts. I have to go to the break and type in Max Medicine Mart and find out. In fact, I'm just going to do that right now here in a minute. We'll go to a break, and it's going to drive me nuts. The figurines. Why in the world I've been talking about them for 10 years. Why in the world I go blank on them? So,
well, it's called aging.
Wait a minute, I got it. Right
I bet Max Medicine Mart's got a pill for that.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, it's right here. I'll find it. Do not go. Burt's Bees. They have that. They have the Badger product line, and
it's not there, is it?
No, when I need it, it's not here. I've got everything else on there: waterproof Band-Aids, digital thermometers, blood glucose monitoring systems, Gold Bond baby powder, medical alert wristbands at Max Medicine Mart, gluten-free products we talked about, and everything.
Memory pills.
Yeah, brain burnt pills. Let's flip it on the front page and see if by chance it will be here. And, of course, it's not.
No.
It's the story of my life. So, anyway, Willow Tree, thank you. There it is. Thank you, Lord. 25 different types of Willow Tree angel figurines.
I never would have come up with that. Never.
Went up totally blank. Anyway, they have that in stock again, and no cards over $1.99. They got the Franklin reader and sunglasses. A spot on me pair of sunglasses. Going to go back over and get there. Look really sharp. And they're black, got little purple stripes down the side. They're mirrored, just a little, almost like a little flame, little purple flame down the side of them lenses.
It doesn't take much to impress you, does it?
So anyway, they got
they're
those
probably
in
on
stock.
the clearance rack too.
I'm just glad I found this. Yeah, no, they're not on clearance. They're on full price. They've sold 2 or 3 of them, as a matter of fact. Right. Bike wraps, joint wraps. Again, if you've fallen or gotten hurt shoveling the snow the last week or so, need an ankle brace or an ankle support. They got the tennis elbow supports, the tennis elbow straps, arthritis gloves. They've got the mattress protectors and underpads for folks that are bedfast. They got all that again in stock at Max Medicine Mart. They're open 7 days a week on Center Street in Kingsport. Make tracks to Max, and you do. Not even close to doing as good as Dr. Barry Walton, but he wouldn't have forgot Willow Tree Angel figurines. But they sell a ton of those at Easter, and also Mother's Day coming up as well. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back. We've got more to talk about. We've got some more NFL news, some guys being moved around, some guys re-signing with the teams, and some being shipped to new teams. It's that kind of season right now in the National Football League. We'll tell you all about that and more coming up right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this. You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
See what might be hiding in your coverage at farmers.com/gaps.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. What's the name of those figurines you would say? They are what?
Willow Tree.
Willow Tree Angel figurines. The Max Medicine Make tracks the Max you do, and they are there right there in the center aisle. They got a ton of them, and they sell a bunch of those for Easter and, of course, right into Mother's Day as well. Breaking NFL news. Buffalo Bills continue their busy offseason, agreeing to terms on a trade with the Minnesota Vikings for Matt Castle. Again, the Bills will send multiple undisclosed draft choices to Minnesota, while the Vikings will send an undisclosed draft choice to the Bills, along with Matt Castle. Of course, we talked earlier that the Eagles got running back LaShawn McCoy, or should say the Bills had got him from Philadelphia. Castle expected to compete with E.J. Manuel to become the Bills starter this season. Manuel was benched after 4 games last season in favor of Kyle Orton, who retired after the season, so they went and got Matt Castle. So he is now a Buffalo Bill, pending his, of course, passing his physical, but he is entering his final season of his contract. He'll count for $4.75 million against the Bills' salary cap. He's due to make $4.15 million in 2015 as a $500,000 roster bonus due on the 7th day of the league year. So there you go. Vikings looking for another backup quarterback behind Teddy Bridgewater, Christian Ponder, due to hit free agency. Also, did you see where the Vikings are flying to Texas to talk to Adrian Peterson?
Are they really?
You said earlier in the week, we talked about that, how he's now free to negotiate with teams. NFL's lifted the
he's been reinstated.
Yeah, lifted the quote-unquote ban on him. So if you're a NFL team, would you wheel and deal and gamble on bringing Adrian Peterson to the fold?
Adrian Peterson was a little bit different scenario. It was, although it was domestic violence in a way, it was disciplining. I can't even say the word. He was using corporal punishment on his own son. So, I mean, you know, and he was up front with it. He pled to it. I mean, he's never hid behind it. He's never tried to pull the wool over anybody's eyes. You know, he played the game the right way as far as based on the circumstances that befell him. So, yeah, I would. I mean, he's still a talent.
You know who's going after him, don't you?
The Raiders.
The boys are going after him. Going after him. What's your guy from Detroit? They're talking.
Ndamukong Suh.
Ndamukong Suh. They're after him, too. He's getting ready
Philly's
to hit the
after
free agent.
him.
Eagles are after him, too?
I think they are, yeah. Well, I think they're going after – they're looking at him, and they're also looking at Marcus Mariota.
Now, different scenarios. Suh, of course, cheap shots, dirty players, been caught doing it. That's not an accusation. He's got caught doing some less than cool things on the football field. Different than Adrian Peterson in terms of off-field problems, or in this case, Suh's on-field problem, the way he plays the game. I guess you could say he's a dirty player, a cheap shot player, but bottom line is, if you're an NFL team, which one of those two would you gamble on? Adrian Peterson with his domestic off the field, or the, again, I say dirty, or cheap shot playing a Suh on the field? Which one would be a better fit, or maybe a better or bigger risk for your football team?
Well, of course, it depends on if you're looking at defense or offense. If you're hurting offensively, it's got to be Adrian Peterson.
Well, I'm talking about PR from a PR standpoint.
Well, I mean, I would lean toward Adrian.
Okay.
I think there's some days ahead, perhaps, with Suh that might become ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, he's proven it. He's not going to stop his
ways. Yeah. There you go. I would agree with that. Between the two, I would give it a whirl on Peterson. I mean, his wife's come forward and they've kind of fixed whatever they had the problem with, and she's been by his side and defending him, and so he served his time with the National Football League. So from a PR standpoint, of course, the society in which we live in, I would think the domestic violence folks will be watching every move he makes and what team he goes to, and they may, you know.
Well, he'll always have a microscope on him.
Yeah, they may poo-poo the team he goes to because they've signed him, but, I mean, if the guy's done his time, it's time to let him go on.
If they play this along the same lines they do with the political schemes in this country, next year it's water under the bridge. They won't remember it.
There you go. So I'm thinking he's going to look good. The Raiders looking for a running back. They got to have one bad. I think he'd look good in the silver and black. The old boy can tote the mail. And your man, what was his name? Jaron. What was the guy's name? The rugby player?
Shoot, I forget his name.
Jaron Hayne.
Yeah, I think Hayne or
Jaron Hayne, Hayne, I believe is his last
something
name.
Like that.
We didn't know what he was yesterday as far as his size. This guy's the rugby player of the year. Your 49ers signed him. Guy's 6'2", 225.
He's a beast.
Yeah, that's a stud duck there, that big boy.
Running through the line, that's going to be hard
with
to
no
stop.
pads on.
Yeah.
So you put a helmet and pads on it. I mean, you think he can transition from rugby to football?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At
the
that
ball's
size,
smaller, easier to hang on to.
At that size, I would think that you got to give him a shot at 6'2", 225. And
wearing pads is going to be his key thing. If he can wear a uniform and still make those moves he was doing on the rugby field, he'll be tough kid, tough cookie.
So he is going to be signed, or has been signed, with the 49ers rugby player, coming over at 6'2", 225, 226, and running like a scalded dog, as Daddy used to say back home, through the rugby teams. You've seen the video where the guy just runs.
It's like
a freight train.
Like knocking down bowling pins.
Oh, yeah. It's like a freight train, mowing people down. Here's our thought for the day before we go to the break. The measure of a man's real character. Now, this is really good. Check this one out. The measure of a man's real character is what he would do if he knew he would never be found out.
Okay.
How about that? So when nobody's around, if you think you can do something and never get caught, the measure of a man's real character is what he would do if he knew he would never be found out. That's the test of a real man's character. And that's true. If you think if you thought you can get by with something, never get caught,
what would you do?
How far would you go? How far would you push the envelope?
Yeah.
That's the sign of a man's real character, what he would do if he knew he would never be found out. So there you go. And that's brought to you by our buddy Larry Kaiser from Larry Kaiser Nationwide Insurance. And, again, I had lunch with a young lad, and he's all about this show, and we appreciate that very, very much. His phone number, by the way, is 282-1389. And one of the products that he sells is the Prepared for Life insurance. You want your loved ones to be financially secure if something happens to you. That's a no-brainer. Life insurance offers them a way to do it. In fact, a life insurance policy from Nationwide can complement other insurance and financial products to help create a well-balanced portfolio. Because we have more than 80 years of experience helping families protect the things that matter most, you can be assured that we'll be there to deliver on the promises. Whole life insurance, universal life, permanent life. Life insurance can help with making mortgage or rent payments, providing an income to your family for final expenses, transferring an inheritance to your loved ones, paying estate or inheritance taxes and cost, and business continuation. All that's available with a life insurance policy from Nationwide. Give him a call, 282-1389, or send him an email, Kaiser L, K-I-S-E-R, Kaiser L, all lowercase, at nationwide.com. Nationwide is on your side with our buddy Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance. Again, the thought for the day, the measure of a man's real character is what he would do, or she would do in this case, if he or she knew they would never be found out. I like it. That is a very, very good thought for the day. We're going to talk a little Reds baseball coming up next. Hour number one's in the books. Come back with us as you listen and watch. We appreciate that. The Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this. You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are Farmers.
See what might be hiding in your coverage at farmers.com/gaps.
Okay, can you hear me?
I look like Ringo. I just know I do. I do, don't I?
I'm here.
There you go.
Hey, here you go.
He's there on the phone. Again, hour number 2 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Again, saying a big shout-out today to Martha Hampton. She is following us and liking us on Facebook along with Patrick Savage and also Ron Bedford in Kingsport, longtime friends. So they're liking us and following us. You can too. Facebook.com/the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And also review us on iTunes. Let us know how you're, I should say, TuneIn Radio. Is it a TuneIn? Yeah, TuneIn.
TuneIn Radio, TuneIn.
Yeah, and you can review us and let us know what you think, and that'll help us there on TuneIn Radio. So.
And let me throw this out there, too. For those people who have smart TVs
yes.
and Roku devices, Livestream has an app, TuneIn has an app, YouTube has an app. So
wow.
you can throw it up there on your TV.
On the big screen.
Big screen. Well, of course, TuneIn and Livestream and YouTube is the video side. But through TuneIn, you can always pull in the audio as well. So.
There you go. On the webcam we are, too, inside the studio here at the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let's go to the phone. Our weekly Reds report from Greg Salyer. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you, Tom?
Just fine. Sounding loud and clear. Sounding good. How about the Reds yesterday? They clubbed the Indians like a good seal. 10-0, 10 runs, 15 hits. Indians left, no runs, 4 hits. They didn't leave much on the bases. So good outing yesterday for the Redlegs. Tell me about it.
Yeah, Reds looked good. I mean, you can't put a lot of faith in the first outing of spring training, but, the Reds had 7 of their starters in the game to begin with. All of them got a hit. They looked good. They were hitting the ball. The pitching was excellent yesterday. Jason Marquis was the starter, pitched 2 innings, had 2 walks, but had 3 strikeouts. And, after coming back from Tommy John surgery, he looked good for his first outing in over a year.
Yeah, a young man by the name of Bosch. Did I say it? Boesch? Is that how you pronounce his name?
Yeah, Brennan Bosch.
Yeah, he had 2 hits yesterday. Brandon Phillips had a base hit. Frazier had a hit. Devin Mesorasko picked right up. He went 1 for 2 and had an RBI. So didn't see Votto in the lineup yesterday. What's the story on that?
No, Votto's a couple of days away is what they're saying. Nobody's getting too worried about it at this point. I think they're just taking some precautions after last year's kind of fiasco of him trying to play and having his issues. So, no reason to hurry him along at this point. If it was 1st of April, it might be a little bit different. But, at this point, we'll just wait and see with Votto. But they're saying maybe this weekend he'll be in the game.
Jay Bruce went 1 for 2, drove in a run. Travis Cozart went 1 for 2, drove in a run. So, again, up and down the lineup, Reds pounding out 15 hits, which is a rarity compared to what they did last year. So that's a good sign. So winning the first game 10-0 in spring training, a little early to print World Series tickets. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, probably a little early for that. But they look good. There was, J.J. Hoover pitched yesterday, pitched 1 inning, and, at first he gave up 2 hits back-to-back, first 2 batters he faced. I was like, oh, no, here we go. And then struck out the next 3 batters. And, he didn't strike out minor leaguers. He struck out established major leaguers. So, maybe he's going to be back this year and pitching like he did the year before.
Again, we're talking to Greg Salyer, our weekly Reds report, because we got the Red Legs right here on the wall. We love the Cincinnati Reds, and you can't see it back on this. I'll have to get that and put a frame on Tony Perez autograph picture I've got over here from the Big Red Machine back in the day, my favorite Cincinnati Reds player all time. And coming up today, 3:05, first pitch again, Game 2, Reds and the Indians, because I think they share the spring training facilities together?
They do. They're in Goodyear, Arizona. It was kind of funny because one of the things I read yesterday said, what a way to treat your roommate after the way the Reds drew up the Indians yesterday. But, yeah, they share that facility, and it seems to go well for them. And, see what happens today. Anthony DeSclafani is starting for the Reds today, one of the guys that they're looking at for one of those 2 open spots in the rotation, and we'll see what happens.
What's the update on Homer Bailey? Is he still not ready to go for opening day or the first part of the season?
Homer's probably going to be a couple of weeks at least into the season before he's going to be ready, is what I'm hearing. And, so what they're talking about now is possibly having starting the season with 6 starting pitchers, just because Homer's not going to be ready for probably his first start, maybe his second. But they've got their fingers crossed for that second start, but he's going to miss the first one probably for sure.
Reds win yesterday 10-0. They used 7 pitchers. Again, Marquise, you heard Greg say, was your starter and won it. Again, went 2 innings, struck out 3. They used 7 pitchers. That by design, just get some arms in there and get some workout?
Yeah, that's early spring training. It's not uncommon for the starter to go 2 innings and at the beginning of spring training. And, by the end of this month, they'll be stretching them out to where they're going at least 5, 6, 7 innings, the starters at least. But, yeah, they want to see as many guys pitch right now as they can, get them in there, take a look at them, get them some work. And today they've already announced who's going to pitch today in what inning. So, that's just kind of by design.
So they're on innings or a pitch count in spring training, or a little bit of both?
Probably a little bit of both, but I would say at this point it's probably more of an inning by inning thing. If a guy's getting clubbed, they may have mercy on him and go get him and bring him out. But some of these guys, they say, okay, the 5th is your inning today, and be ready for it. And that's what they do. They go out and pitch when they're told.
Of course, Greg's the pastor at Southwestern Baptist Church. What's going to be the theme of your sermon this coming Sunday morning? Give us a tease.
Oh, we're finishing up the John 3:16 series on that verse. Now, I've got a couple surprises coming up the next 2 weeks after that. But, we're finishing up John 3:16 on Sunday, talking about that those who believe on Jesus shall not perish but have eternal life.
There you go. And it's live streamed around the world. Tell us how we can watch the church service on live stream.
Yeah, just go to livestream.com and search for Southwestern Baptist Church, and you'll find us.
All right. So I'm all excited. We go 10-0 and that first game win, and you're telling me just kind of settle down there, boy. It's just the first game. Is that right? So.
Well, I mean, it's hard not to be excited about a 10-0 win, but, we can't get too excited after the first one.
Hey, and I'm excited about what you had for lunch today.
Yeah, me too. I'm still excited about it.
What did you have for lunch today? I guess that's a leading question.
Oh, steak and shake was today. I had the classic double cheeseburger and a banana shake.
Oh,
whoa!
That's torture. That's just torture to me.
What was torture was I took pictures of it and texted them to Horace there, so he got to see it.
I love it. He is so excited when they start breaking ground for the steak and shake in Bristol. He's all about it. So we'll have to go.
Yeah, I know every little detail of this one particular steak and shake up there in Richmond, Kentucky, because I stop there every time I go by.
Yeah, mercy.
We'll have to make a road trip. Well, 3 of us have to go up to the steak and shake once it gets open later this year in Bristol. How's that?
Oh, sounds good to me.
All right. Drive safely. Thanks for your report, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday, all right?
All right. Thank you, Tom.
Yep. Great job again, our buddy Greg Salyer from Southwestern Baptist Church. And again, the Reds report. Say, I'm excited. Reds went, they beat them like a drum. 10 runs, 15 hits, and he says, down, boy, let's don't get too excited. It's the first day of spring training. As bad as they were last year, I want to get excited about them because they were terrible. So, and long as they beat the lowly Cubs this year, it doesn't. They will.
It's a long time till October.
Oh, yeah. We'll. I promise you, we will finish ahead of the Chicago Cubs in the Central Division standings.
Cubs are supposed to be good.
Oh, nah.
You don't think
it's
so?
the Cubs.
It's the Cubs. Sorry, Tommy.
No, he'll agree with you. It's the Cubs. So I ought to do a lunch bet with my boy Wienmann that the Reds will finish above the Cubbies in the standings in the Central. That'd be a good bet.
Oh, that's 50-50.
Not doing Rob Cole anymore. I've lost 4 years in a row with him. He's a Cardinals fan, and every year
Cardinals year in and year out, they always find a way.
I know that. They always do a lunch. We always do a lunch bet. Stupid me. And every year I have to go buy Cole his lunch because it's straight up who finishes ahead of the other, who has more wins. And the Reds, they choke every year. So when they play the Cardinals, so last 4 years I went out and bought lunch for Cole, and he's ate like a king, and he'd take a bite, go, St. Louis Cardinals, just rubbed it in the whole time.
We may have to do something about the Bay Area there, Niners and Raiders. We may have to do that this year, you and me.
Why?
You do the Cardinals and the Reds. Maybe you and I can do the
49ers and the Raiders.
49ers and the Raiders.
I'll gladly take your food from you. So
yeah.
Show them that stupid payday.
I'm not worried about it this year.
Show them that stupid payday bar that I had to give. Put that back up on the screen again.
It's over here waiting right where you can see it.
There you go.
There
Thank
you
you very much. Thank you. Lost that bet last night. So you think I would learn all these times I lose these food bets just to stop betting. But, no, I'm a glutton. So, anyway, that's what's happening there again in the old betting. The candy bar bet we lost. Now, we're going to do the March Madness. Did we agree we're going to do that?
Yeah, I'll bring in a bracket. You bring in a bracket, and we'll see where we end up.
See, here I am already getting beat. I'm already wanting to do another bet, so I just can't let it go. I was even contemplating doing the Southeastern Conference tournament.
I wonder if Max Medicine Mart has a pill for that, too.
A stupid pill?
A stupid pill.
Right beside the Willow Tree Angels?
There you go.
Yeah, that I couldn't remember a while ago. It's great. So, anyway, we'll do that. We'll do the March Madness brackets, and maybe we'll let our listeners and our followers join in, too. We'll have to come up with some kind of way they can – maybe we can throw us all in the pot and do a little giveaway for the one who does the best. Yeah. I'll let you work on that because I don't know how we'll do that with the live and the podcasting. But if there's a way, Horace can do it. But for sure, you and I are going to do it. Me against you in the March Madness basketball brackets, correct?
We may be opening up Pandora's box there, though. I mean, everybody email in their brackets. We may be looking at brackets for a month.
It's just like the close. Yeah. We have 872 brackets to go through. So, anyway, we looking forward to that. March Madness right around the corner. College baseball up and running. What did you say? The college baseball, they put out a report about the home runs?
Yeah, home runs are up 40%.
Wow. They're up big time. And
with this new seam baseball, the flatter seams. But I still want to see the numbers on the pitchers because you can't tell me a flatter seam baseball will maneuver and move the way a pitcher wants it to like it did last year. It's not grabbing the air as much. So you got more fastballs and more, straight-in shots, which is why you got your home runs going up.
Speaking of it wouldn't grab the air as much? What does that mean?
When the ball's rotating through the air,
right,
the friction causes the ball to move one way or the other depending on the spin and the rotation of the ball, how the pitcher throws it. It's physics.
Okay, run that by me one more time. The way the ball.
Okay, if a smooth baseball had no seams.
Right.
Okay, it's when it rotates through the air.
Like a kickball.
Like
a
kickball, right? Okay. The wind is going to come across the ball.
Okay.
And there's very little friction.
Gotcha.
Okay. Other than gravity working with it.
Right.
Seams create friction with the air, which causes the ball to maneuver one way or the other depending on the rotation.
Wow.
It's physics. That's simple physics.
I didn't take physics in high school. I was out that day, so I called in sick or something.
You know what friction is?
Sometimes what you and I experience. How about that?
Oh, good
Boom.
one. Hang on, I got that one deserves one.
Thank you. Give him a little rim shot, please. Thank you very much. Yes, I know exactly what friction is from time to time. So that's the reason why the balls are flying out of the ballpark at a higher rate.
I think that's the reason. Yeah.
And so the pitchers, their ERA's got to be way up too because.
Well, yeah, if there's more home runs going on.
Exactly, yielding more home runs. Yeah. So I just learned something. So the seams of the baseball create friction, and it slows the ball down depending on the spin of the ball.
Well, it creates friction one direction or the other way it's rotating, which causes the ball to curve down or curve out.
Okay. It sounds good to me. You sold me. Whether you're right or wrong, you got me. I liked it. So, also in baseball.
Well, it sounds good anyway.
It does sound good. Boston yesterday, by the way, playing some college teams to beat Northeastern 2-1 and beat Boston College 1-0. If you're a Red Sox fan, and there are a lot of those out there, so they are getting ready to gear up. Boy, they open up the checkbook too in the offseason. A lot. They spent a lot of money getting the Red Sox ready for 2015. Also, before we go to the break, East Tennessee State baseball team defeated Radford 9-1 yesterday. Tony Skoll, his 400th career win with the Buccaneers. That's pretty cool. It's a lot of wind, a lot of baseball.
Parking lot was full yesterday, too. I drove by during the ball game.
Drawing good crowds. Yeah. The win left Skoll in his 16th season at East Tennessee State, 5 victories shy of 500 overall. The coaching wins. Again, the Bucs are now 7-2. They're traveling today. They're off to the best start since 2005, which is, 10 years ago? Yeah. Best start in 10 years. And so the Bucs will be in Asheville today for a 4 o'clock game at Greenwood Field. I would think in Asheville today up on the mountain would be a little cool.
Yeah.
I would think it'd be a little nippy over there today.
It'd be nippy, and if the rain's coming in, they may or may not get that in.
Yeah, and the wind. It's always the wind seems to always be blowing across
if
the
it's
mountain.
blowing out, that's all right.
Yeah. Or if it's blowing at all, it'd be cold, I would think, in
Oh, yeah.
Asheville. So our high school coverage starts in a couple of weeks. We got high school baseball coming up, and we'll have that for you. And, again, that'll be a lot of cool baseball with Dobbins Minute and Science Hill and Daniel Moon, among others, and Gate City, Moorestown West, Tennessee High, Jeff County. Got a lot of high school baseball coming up in a couple of weeks. Get our high school baseball coverage getting started, our schedule in the afternoons here on livestream.com. It'll be audio only, but it'll be just like play-by-play. We'll be bringing the ball games. We're looking forward to bringing some baseball in the high school. High school baseball is good around here. They got some good coaches and some good kids, and they work at it. And so looking forward to bringing you some high school baseball coming up week after next, and we'll start it, get it going. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Again, we are getting ready to check in with our buddy Daniel Manget, the Sports Information Director for the Milligan College Buffaloes, and see what's going on in the land of the Buffs. Also, coming up, we'll start our visit with the East Tennessee State Buccaneer program. Lots going on there at ETSU, and we'll start coverage with those folks, too. In fact, we get a sign to put up here in the on the wall in the studio. Again, let's go ahead and give you the Milligan College. Can you see it right there?
Oh, yeah.
Did I do that good?
Yeah, you got it.
Do I do it this way? This way. Okay, well, you have to take it out of my hand.
There you go.
There you go. Put it up there. Now it's tilted sideways.
That's all right. Looks good on camera.
Thank you. Milligan College. We'll talk to Daniel Manget. Coming up next on this Wednesday, it's Hump Day, the day I went 2 for 5 in the quiz show, much to the delight and glee, I should say, of my man Horace and Tommy Wienmann of the Apester. And she's already working on next week's questions. She better, because I'm going 5 for 5 next week. Now, tomorrow we got Buzzer. Buzzer will be here tomorrow. Now,
you're asking her the questions tomorrow.
That's right. I want to clarify that. I got to ask her. So I'm coming up with 5 for her tomorrow.
There's a reason she goes by Buzzer.
Yes, there is. And we'll have her tomorrow.
Now, in her behalf, though, last week you winged it.
Yeah.
And she went 5 for 5.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to wing it tomorrow, or are you going to study and get some questions?
I'll have 5 super-duper questions tomorrow.
All right.
Quick break. We'll be right back. Daniel Manget joins us from Milligan College. We're covering lots of different sports. That's why we're here, local and national. Of course, a little bit later on in the week, we'll turn our attentions to NASCAR. They're getting ready to rev up really starting tomorrow in Las Vegas. And, of course, qualifying on Friday. And the Xfinity Series race on Saturday. And, of course, the big boys run the Sprint Cup Series, the Cobalt Tools 400 on Sunday.
That,
yes, I have. Winner of the race last year was... we went over this Monday.
Kozlowski.
Ding, 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 ding. Good job, Horace. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll talk to Mr. Manget and Milligan College Sports on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that it's smart to replace washing machine hoses every 5 years? What if you didn't know that you might need extra coverage for more expensive items? And what if you didn't know that teen drivers are 4 times more likely to get into an accident? So, the more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
And you saw on the screen, be sure and call Bracken Paving, and you have been 323-8197 or 323-8726. Get that quote. Again, all this cold weather, as you heard Tom say earlier in the show, a lot of potholes and a lot of time to get a lot of things filled in and crack filling. So give them a call, 323-8197, as you saw on the screen, or 323-8726. And again, they'll be there in full force Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the home show at Meadowview in Kingsport. Let's go to the phone as we proudly wear our Milligan College baseball cap here on the webcam. Let's go to the phone and check in with our SID from Milligan College, Daniel Manget. Daniel, good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Yeah, doing well, thanks. Good to be back on your show.
Yeah, last week you were digging out of a snowdrift. You're still in your apartment, so obviously that's all taken care of, right?
Yeah, it's a little better. The weather's a little better today, actually a lot better, but still obviously a lot of snow on the ground too.
Yeah, and so let's talk. You just wrapped up basketball last week for the Lady Buffs and for the men's team. Kind of give us a season recap for those two, would you please?
Well, the last week's conference tournament was so much fun. Both our teams, both the men and the women, played exceptionally well, played really well. The women especially, I would note Friday night was probably one of the best basketball games I've ever seen in my entire life. Just everything clicked for them. They were playing just, I know it's a cliche, but just kind of firing on all cylinders, just playing so well. Both teams made it to the conference final, and actually both of them lost. They just kind of ran out of gas. It was a situation where just the whole week just drained so much out of you that you kind of just don't have enough to get through that last game. But they both played really well, and actually for the men, they've got some good news coming. Just the fact that just coming out of the regular season as a runner-up, they'll actually be going to the national tournament next week.
That is fantastic. Tell us about that. Where they're going to be going?
I'm sorry?
Where they're going to be going? Where's the national tournament?
Oh, they find out tonight. The NAI is set to release all the bracket information and scheduling and all of that. They're looking to probably play a high seed. They've spent the last, I think, 8 weeks or so receiving votes, which means that they're kind of right in that 26 to 30 national ranking area, which means that in the 32-team field, they're probably going to draw a top 5 team. But I know they're going to be prepared, hopeful, and obviously making the tournament in and of itself is a huge plus.
Absolutely. Talking to Daniel Manget. We'll see if we can get Coach Robinson on next week. And when's that first game set to play?
They'll either play Wednesday the 11th, a week from tonight, or that following Thursday. The opening round games are all Wednesday and Thursday.
And they'll have to travel to where?
They'll be in Point Lookout, Missouri,
wow.
Which is it's actually going to be hosted by College of the Ozarks. Starting Wednesday.
Yeah, so maybe we can get him on Monday or Tuesday before they take off and get a quick blurb on Coach Robinson.
Yeah, I'm sure he would love to.
Absolutely. Yeah, all about promoting the Buffaloes. Tell me again how it was to play at Meadowview. We had Frank Leto in last week from the Kingsport Convention and Visitors Bureau, who was hosting the tournament, and said it was a pretty cool gig from their standpoint. How is it from the college standpoint to play that tournament at Meadowview?
Yeah, I guess to be honest, I didn't really notice, which I guess is actually probably a good sign. Because you tend to kind of only notice things when they're bad. But overall, I think the players were happy with it. I know the coaches were, and just from a working standpoint, for me especially, it's nice just being so close by. I know we're kind of a centrally located school, but I think overall it's a good place.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with Meadowview, they take it's a big grand ballroom, put a portable floor down and put seats around it, and, of course, baskets, and away you go, and a scores table and everything. So pretty cool.
Right, and last year I do remember the very first time that I walked in there, I was it kind of took me aback, but this year just kind of remembering, I guess, what it was like the previous year, I guess kind of helped. But like I said, it was a good place. I don't think there were any complaints.
Yeah, it's a neat place.
Not that I heard anyway.
Yeah, it's a neat place. How many sports are you in charge of at Milligan College? You getting the word out about?
Well, we have 24, which always kind of scares people at the beginning, just to think that's kind of a high number. But a lot of those are men's and women's sports who compete together, or a sport like track and field who hosts an indoor and an outdoor season. So the number's a little less than that in terms of communication and what I have to do. But in terms of what we offer, it's 24.
Keeps you busy too, right?
Very busy.
Yes, it's the name of the
busy
game.
From about August to May.
I love it. And, of course, he does a fantastic job. We love him being on the show. Again, love promoting the Buffaloes, the Orange and Black of Milligan College. Let's switch gears. Coming out of basketball, let's talk about some swimming and some other sports going on in Milligan right now.
Yeah, swimming and track and field are two of the other sports that are competing at the national level. They're actually both set to compete this week. Swimming starts tomorrow. They've got about 5 women over there in Oklahoma City competing at that national championship, and then we have 4 track and field athletes competing at the national championship for indoor season. And for track and field, we've sent 4, and from what I hear from Coach Lane and from what I've seen this season, all 4 of those individuals have a very, very good shot at becoming an All-American, or at the very least coming out with a high result.
It's fantastic. Again, we're talking to Daniel Manget, the Sports Information Director of Milligan College here in the Tri-Cities. Baseball and softball, I guess the snow's got them slowed down for a little bit, but they're getting ready to crank back up. And tell us about that.
Yeah, hopefully today is kind of a sign of good things to come. I know today would have probably been the best day of the semester so far to get out there and play. But, yeah, it's just been a story of snow and rain and ice and all the just different weather scenarios has kind of prevented them from playing. But they are scheduled both. Actually, the softball team's on the road today, and the baseball team is going to be competing starting this weekend and probably is going to have a pretty busy schedule next week. So a lot to look forward to for them over the next couple of weeks.
They're having pretty good starts to the season, are they not, baseball and softball?
Baseball is undefeated currently. They had their opening series, which was a 4-game sweep against Shawnee State, which seems like it was like 10 years ago. But it was actually at the beginning of February, about a month ago. Won 4 games, and the softball team has also played 4 games. They don't have quite the result. They're 1-3. But the schools that they've been playing have been a couple of NCAA Division II schools, which I know historically have been very competitive.
On to Daniel Manget. Before I let you go, give me a sales pitch. Why would you recommend, since you're around the sports program, why would you recommend a student athlete coming and competing in sports at Milligan College?
Well, we definitely offer a very unique experience. Aside from just the success of the athletic teams that we obviously have with all the teams competing in national championships this week, we're a very close-knit community. Where people can get a lot of personal attention, and it's just it's kind of a situation where everybody kind of looks out for one another, and across the athletic department especially, it's almost like it's one big team.
That's what
that team atmosphere.
Yeah, big family, big team. That's what you want. I appreciate your time. We'll talk to you again next week. We'll have you on a regular basis, and go Buffs, right?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, go Buffs. Thanks so much for having me again.
Yes, sir. Take care, all right?
All righty, you too. Thanks.
Super job. Daniel Manget, the Sports Information Director of Milligan College, and it is a cool place. Got my Milligan College ball cap on. Love the Buffs. And, down Cherokee Barbershop, a lot of Milligan down there on the wall. Yep. He has, in fact, he's telling me the other day, he cuts a lot of the kids' hair, a lot of the players and some of the coaches and some of the administrative folks at Milligan College there at the Cherokee Barbershop in South Johnson City. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, our thought for the day from Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance. The measure of a man's real character is what he would do if he knew he would never be found out. I like that. The measure of a man's real character is what he would do if he knew he would never be found out. And that's
another deep one.
There you go. Makes you stop and think. Makes you cipher a little bit. 282-1389 is the number to call. 282-1389 for our buddy Larry Kaiser from Larry Kaiser Nationwide Insurance. Again, he just wants a chance to quote you some insurance. We appreciate him very, very much being with us here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We mentioned earlier about the Lions. What's the name of the big guy, the defensive tackle?
Ndamukong Suh.
Billboards all over Detroit for this guy now.
Yeah, they want him to stay.
Yeah. A group of investors decided to act during what might be Suh's final week with the Lions. An unnamed group contacted the billboard folks here in Detroit and had billboards up all over the metro Detroit area. Multiple LED digital billboards saying the same thing, Suh, S-U-H with the S being a dollar sign and then a question mark. And so, again, Detroit's in contract negotiations with Suh. And I'm sorry, not Sue, not Sub, but Sue.
Sue,
my bad. Sue and his agent Jimmy Sexton trying to secure the defensive tackle services for a long-term deal. Team did not pick up the option on Sue. If they had, it would have cost the Lions $26.9 million against the salary cap for 2015.
He's not worth that.
No, gosh, no. I wouldn't think.
I mean, he's good at what he does, but because of his zeal, let's put it that way, and the potential for that zeal to bring bad publicity, I'm not sure he's worth that.
No. $26.9 million. Either way, because of contract restructures, Sue would be on Detroit's cap for $9.7 million in 2015, which is a whole lot different than 26. In addition, any contract he might sign, or even if he leaves the Lions, I guess they got to shell out 9.7. Looks like, whether he stays or goes.
Yep.
So, see, I guess of course he's a competitor and I'm a competitor, but you'd reach a point where okay, who cares if anybody picks me up? I'm gonna go home, sit down, and listen to the Tom Taylor Sports Show and make $9.7 million.
Watch it on TV.
Yeah, watch us on live stream or podcast. So, wow. Is it just me? These people are nuts throwing out this kind of money to these guys.
That's what I'm saying. It's
all about.
It's all about the money. It's entertainment.
I mean, it's just
entertainment, and it's sad because the competitive nature of there are those out there that play and they can play hard because they want to win, and those are the players that excel. But then you got these other players that are talented, but they don't care if they win or lose.
Yeah,
they just want the money.
Yeah,
and of course they got to fill. Because of their talent, the seats get filled. And when the seats get filled, they can raise the prices up, and they can offer more money.
Yeah,
it's just the never-ending. So it just keeps rolling over. I mean, it just.
Well, they make it sound like. I mean, the guy's going to make $26.9 million. The story makes it sound like, gosh, he's only going to make $9.7, like he's going to starve. $9.7 million. I don't know what the tax structure is, how much he actually gets out of that, how much he's got to pay to Uncle Sam. But even so, I mean. $9.7 million is not exactly chump change to the average American out there trying to bust it every day and trying to make it happen. So that's amazing to me. But anyway, Sue is being courted by some folks in Detroit. I say courted, try and get him to stay, and they got billboards all over town with the $ sign and then Sue with a question mark. So we'll see if he stays, or there again, we talked earlier. Would that be somebody you'd go after to get? I know the Raiders. I'm talking about the Raiders again. They're talking about getting Sue and also Adrian Peterson.
I kind of think he'd fit well in Oakland.
I think he would too. I think he'd be a perfect match for that Thugville team that leads NFL in penalties every year and can't win. They couldn't beat a good middle school team, but you look at him, you look at Peterson. They got a $60 million chunk of money to use in free agency to go out and get some guys. But like this guy, you pay him $26 million. If you picked up that contract, that won't go very far for $60 million, so you're going to have to kind of piecemeal. They're looking to do that. The Jaguars of Jacksonville looking to do that. They got some money to spend, and so these teams are, again, the free agents are getting ready to really crank up here. We've told you about some of the players earlier in the show. A couple of more. Cole Beasley, wide receiver for the Cowboys, re-signed, 4-year, $14 million contract, $7 million guaranteed. So, all right, let's do this real quick here. Let's do $7 million divided by 12 months.
I need to renegotiate my contract.
Yeah.
This right here ain't going to get it.
This ain't going to work. $7 million divided by 12. Payday candy bars ain't working. What is that? $583,333 a month. Is that right? $583.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You're the one with the calculator.
Yeah, there's too many threes. I'm confused. 583,333.3. So $583,333. So over what I say, $7 million divided by 12.
Yeah, that'd buy a few dinners.
Yeah, so let's do this real quick. $583,000. Somebody told me one time Uncle Sam gets about 45%. So let's see if that's right. So that's about 200. It's going to leave him about 600,000 plus to live on, if I'm doing all this right. And I don't know that I am, but I'm close. I'm in the ballpark. Bottom line is, guys knocking down some change, and here we are. Eating paydays and Reese cups and drinking water, and this guy, they're going, he's only going to make $9.7 million, Mr. Sue. It's like, how can he live? So anyway, it is what it is, but I just think it's way out of line, the money. But But on the flip side, if somebody come in and said, okay, boys, I'm going to pay you $9.7 to do the Tom Taylor Sports Show, I don't guess I'd say, no, you're not.
Yeah, it's going to cost you $9.8.
We're renegotiating. It's $9.8. Oh. So Cole Beasley's in. Cole Beasley's re-signed with the Cowboys. 4-year, $14 million deal, a $7 million guaranteed contract. Also, the Eagles have cut outside linebacker Trent Cole, 10-year veteran for the Eagles. They've let him go, so that's another one's going to be out on the free agent market. So there's a lot of folks hopping and moving around. Matt Castle, we said earlier in the show, going from the Vikings to the Buffalo Bills, pending, of course, he has to get the approval via the old team physical. But, again, and he's been kind of a journeyman. He hadn't really stuck and hadn't really set the woods on fire anywhere he's gone. He was 1-2 this year in the Vikings as a starting quarterback, so – there again, they're shelling out big bucks to this guy. And is it just the talent pool's down? Is that, you think that's what it is? That a lot of Cade McCown got $14 million going to the Browns. I mean, is the free agency market a little skimpy this year for giving guys?
Maybe it's safe players. You know what I'm talking about.
Maybe
the players that aren't going to be creating controversy and will go out there and do their job and keep their mouth shut.
Yeah. That may be exactly what it is, because some of these guys that I would just say middle of the packers are making big bucks.
Yeah.
Cade McNown, Cole Beasley. I'm not diminishing these guys' talents, but Cole Beasley is not exactly a Sunday afternoon marquee name, unless you're a Cowboys fan. Wide receiver, 4-year, $14 million deal, $7 million guaranteed. So there we are. Here we sit, crunching paydays and Mr. Good bars and just living the dream.
It's really going to set me off when we find out what Winston's going to get. It's just going to set me off.
I'm going to tell you what it's going to do. It's going to break the bank in Tampa.
Oh, go ahead and put Tampa Bay on that list.
You don't like Tampa?
No, because they're going to take him. We might as well go ahead and put it on there.
Yeah, because he said he'd love to be there. Of course. We'll open up the checkbook for this guy, so he doesn't like Tampa Bay Bucks.
Morons.
So we're up to Junior, Denny Hamlin, Jameis Winston, A-Rod, Florida State Seminoles, and now the Tampa Bay Bucks.
The Tampa Bay Bucks.
So you're obviously not a fan of anything coming out of Tallahassee, I guess.
Not right now.
No. So Tampa Bay Bucks, Florida State, Junior, Denny Hamlin, Jameis Winston, and A-Rod.
I'll be down there next week.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to a ball game. And I'll tell you what, I'm just going to look at the newspapers and see what the feel is.
For our boy, famous Jameis.
Yeah, it'll get me stirred up.
Yeah, U.S. Patent Office. He wants to.
So if we want to I might be able to do a call-in. We'll call back.
Hey, call me from down there, and I want to know what's going on. Famous Jameis Winston may be down. You may get a chance to go to the
Winston
steak.
Report.
I think it'd be a perfect setup. You and Jameis and Mrs. V go to the Steak and Shake down in Tampa. Have a what Greg have a double cheeseburger and banana shake earlier in the show. He said so.
Double steak burger.
Yeah, you could take Mrs. V and Jameis, famous Jameis.
Cheese.
I would pay to put you and him in a booth anywhere for 5 minutes.
Order fries and a cherry Coke. And they got great cherry Coke.
So you're not hearing you've done
I'm
glazed over. We're talking food. I'm talking put you and Jameis Winston in a booth anywhere in any restaurant and just let you guys just
kind of bail me out.
Just let you kind of hash it out.
Will you bail me out?
And my first question would you sitting there and go, Jameis, tell us about the combine. How'd you do the combine? And watch you do that right there. And then my second question would be, Jameis, how are things in Tampa Bay right now? And that would set you off, number 2.
Yeah.
And then number 3, Jameis, Horace would like to have your first famous Jameis T-shirt or ball cap. And that would set him off for 3 times. And I would just sit back with a camera and video the whole thing. Because if they could see your little forehead's pink over right now, it's great. Oh, got him lit up like a Roman candle. All right, we'll take our final break. We'll come right back. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, bouncing around and bringing you up to speed on what's going on around national sports and also college sports. And we'll delve into some more little tidbits coming up right after this break. And we thank you for being with us here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know to update your coverage when adult children move home?
Oh, heck no. Or that you could get coverage for identity theft through your homeowner's insurance.
And that your valuables can be covered by home insurance even when they're not at home. The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Back with the Top Dollar Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Went 2 for 5 on the quiz show today. Very proud of that. Thank you very much. Went 0 for 3, much to the laughter and glee of my producer over here, which is always nice. And then Tommy was giggling on the other side of the phone. So tomorrow, new day, buzzer asking her the questions tomorrow. Men's college basketball last night. Number 1 Kentucky came from behind to beat Georgia, 72-64. Anybody got anything for the Wildcats?
I'm going to say it again. If nobody beats them in the regular season, somebody's going to beat them in the tournament because they don't know what it is to lose, and they've got to experience it so they know how to overcome it in the tournament.
So you don't think they can run the table?
I don't think they can. Not with the tournament.
All right. Number 10 Maryland won last night. So did number 19th North Carolina. Blew out Georgia Tech. Apparently the Yellow Jackets got problems. Got beat by a score of 81-49.
Ouch.
And they're now 12-18, so things aren't going well in Yellow Jacket land. The rambling wreck of Georgia Tech. Georgetown knocks off number 21 Butler in men's college basketball. Women start their tournament tonight around the country. Of course, the top 10 in women's play: UConn, Notre Dame, South Carolina, Maryland, the Lady Vols, the top 5. Then comes Baylor, Florida State, Oregon State, Arizona State, and Louisville. Does anybody have anything I should say in the tank for UConn or Notre Dame or South Carolina as they start the women's tournaments?
Well, I've seen Notre Dame play. I saw them watch. I think they played Lady Vols earlier in the season, if I'm not mistaken. Notre Dame's going to be tough. I think Notre Dame can take UConn.
Do you like Gino? Going to the list.
I will reserve my comments on that one.
That would be a no. He doesn't like Gino.
Yeah, he may be a great coach, and he is a great coach. I mean, just look at the record. All right, but I just don't care for him. Just live that way.
That was a nice political statement to say Horace does not like Gino. So Gino's on the growing X list. So we've had 3 today.
Big old card file over there.
We're going to forget that. We forget the Post-it note. We're going to get us the foul card out because we're now up to Gino, Florida State, and Tampa Bay Bucks just today. Okay, so there may be some therapy down the line for Horace here because there's a whole lot more X's in our checks. We have 2 check marks, Smoke and Carl Edwards. So there you go. So the ACC tournament starts tonight. First round, Boston College, Wake Forest, NC State's ladies, and Virginia Tech. Georgia Tech's ladies in Clemson. That'll be, in fact, the Boston College game got started. We hit the airwaves. NC State's getting ready to start in just in about a half hour for the ACC tournament in Greensboro. Also, you've got the Big East Conference starting this Saturday, I should say. Also, the Big Ten Conference starting tonight. Indiana and Penn State's ladies, Wisconsin, Purdue's ladies tonight, and a doubleheader at the Sears Center in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. Pac-12 tournament gets started, so the ladies are cranking up. Gentlemen will start next week, and so the Lady Bucks, by the way, will play. They'll play tomorrow. And they'll do that in the 4:30 tip-off against the number 7 seed, the Western Carolina Lady Catamounts, in the quarterfinals of the Southern Conference Tournament. And that'll be played, as we said, tomorrow at the U.S. Cellular Center in Asheville, North Carolina. Tomorrow's day one. Then they'll play Thursday, Friday, and then the championship will be on Sunday. So let's see if the Lady Bucks, they go into the number 2 seed. Number 1 seed are the Lady Mocs of Chattanooga. And so they'll play at noon tomorrow. And again, the Lady Bucks play at 4:30 tomorrow. The gentlemen also play. They'll play Saturday, the Southern Conference Tournament, and they'll play against Western Carolina. Number 4, Western Carolina. Number 5 seed of the Bucks of Murray Bartow at 2:30. And that'll be the game quarterfinals of that one. They'll play their semifinals on Sunday. They'll play their championship game Monday night, all that at the U.S. Cellular Center in Asheville, North Carolina. So out of the community, I've talked to some folks, and they said they're not totally pleased, satisfied. I don't know what the adjective would be with Murray Bartow and the Bucks. Feel like they're not doing what they should do, and I haven't watched and followed the team much this year, to be honest with you. I mean, I know enough to be dangerous, but folks are close to the program said, it's just he's almost hit a plateau.
I think he has. Recruiting, I think, has been the issue. He's had some players, but lost them, either for disciplinary reasons or they transferred out. And maintaining that expectation is tough. I mean, he was up at a pinnacle there in the ASUN. I mean, he had a great tenure there.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's back in the Southern Conference, a little tougher competition. I wouldn't write him off just yet. This is the first year back in the SoCon, so we need to see what's going to happen with the recruiting side now that he's back in the Southern Conference and see what happens in the next couple of years. But I think people are going to start looking and start considering other options if things don't improve.
Talked to a gentleman yesterday. He said, when Dr. Nolan came on as the new president of East Tennessee State, he joined the Southern Conference. His objective probably was not to be middle of the pack. He was to win the Southern Conference and in basketball and all the other sports. And of course,
that's where we used to be.
Yeah, football's coming around, so they're putting looks to be a pretty competitive football team on the field. So anyway, they'll play at 2:30 on Saturday. Now coming up on Friday, we'll get a report by our buddy Michael Delaney. He's going to give his report of the Southern Conference men's tournament. Starts Friday. You have Greensboro, Sanford, Citadel, Furman, Wofford, Western Carolina, East Tennessee State, Chattanooga, Mercer, and VMI are the teams in the Southern Conference. And, of course, back in the day when I was doing their play-by-play, I loved Southern Conference. App State was in it at that point, so was Marshall. Those are since left, but they have since left, I should say. But still, a really nice conference. UNC Greensboro and Sanford, the Citadel and Furman, Wofford, Western Carolina, East Tennessee State, Chattanooga, and Mercer and VMI. That's a nice. Of course, geographically, it's not that far away. I remember back in the day, we had Georgia Southern in the Southern Conference then, and you didn't think you were ever going to get to Statesboro, Georgia. Go ahead. You got one?
I'm going to find this picture. I've got a picture that I won. Me and a friend of mine went to a ball game in the Dome, and back then they had $5 end zone seats.
Oh, boy.
And we both being ETSU alumni, we took a couple of tickets and went down there and sat in the end zone by ourselves.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Let's just say they're playing Georgia Southern.
Uh-huh.
And we were in the back, behind the end zone. And we were a little rowdy, a little hard on the Georgia Southern secondary.
You were being – football game.
Football game.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And someone from ETSU came over and said, do y'all want to win a picture? And we said, what kind of picture? He said, with the cheerleaders. I said, well, heck yeah.
Bingo. Booyah. There you go.
When they gave us the winning program, so we want to, because of our rowdiness, we want a picture with the cheerleaders.
The ETSU cheerleaders.
Yeah.
And you posed with them?
Oh, yeah. We stood there in front of the big pirate ship, The cheerleaders are all around us, and we got a big picture. And, oh, yeah, it's – somehow it's disappeared. I'm not sure what happened to it. I don't think Mrs. V wanted it hanging on the wall in the house.
I would think so. They kind of went by the wayside.
Yeah. But those were the days.
Magically disappeared. So you're down in the end zone, just you and your other buddy, raising Cane.
Oh, yeah. We were hard on them.
Yeah. And so somebody came up with the ETSU brass and said, you boys want to win a picture with the ETSU cheerleaders.
We said, oh, heck yeah.
And you look at each other and go, is this guy stupid? Of course we do. So you got your picture taken, took it home, and it disappeared.
Well, yeah. Actually, we about 3 weeks later, we're saying, where's our picture? And it ended up on the wall at Cellular One main office for Cellular One Cellular at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And So I went in there. I said, "Hey, that's my picture." I took it off the wall and walked out.
Oh, that's good. So you just walked in and took it off his wall.
Oh, yeah. I said, well, we couldn't find you. And I said, well, you didn't try hard enough. And here I am.
Here
You
I
have
am.
my picture.
Oh, I'm gone.
See, this is me right here.
My boy Horace.
We had a ball back then.
Let's see. Let me tell you a quick one. This is a good story. Back when we were doing the Bucks, I was doing the Bucks play-by-play, riding with Richard Williams, the equipment trainer guy, known as Toad. In fact, he called me today and, hey, he talks like this, real high pitch. So we're in the equipment truck with all these shoulder pads and helmets, and of course he and I are up front, and some of the student managers, for whatever reason, don't know why to this day, they elected to ride in the back with all these sweaty. We just played Furman. We're coming up the mountain from Greenville. Saturday night, October, cool, raining. So we hit Mars Hill. So we got 3 student managers back in the back with, 57
Everything.
helmets, shoulder pad. I mean, it's just stinking eye heaven because these guys played in this equipment. We didn't wash it, threw it in the back to bring it on to be washed. So these guys elected to ride back there in the back, probably because there wasn't a whole lot of room in the cab of the truck. But somebody could have rode. So they got 3 guys back there. So we're starting up the hill. It's about 10 o'clock at night. We stopped and got something to eat. And so I happened to look over in the gas gauge. I said, Toad, we're running on E, cowboy. He said, not a problem, not a problem. Well, it was a problem.
We're getting ready to go downhill.
Oh, that's exactly what happened. This is the old Sam's Gap, not the new interstate. It's before the interstate. So as we're going up the hill, it's starting to spit and sputter just as we top the hill at Sam's Gap. 11 o'clock at night, equipment truck, 3 guys back in the back, the managers, bouncing around. And so, we're out of gas. I said, yeah, you think so? The red lights popped on. So down the hill we come. I guess I should tell the story. It's too late for him to get in trouble now, but he's not there anymore. But down the hill we go in neutral. He pops it in neutral, and we're coasting off the hill, Sam's Gap, all the way down to Irwin. And so we're taking these turns, and hear these guys back go, because Toad's taking his turns a little sharp.
Oh, yeah.
And you
can't stop.
No, he can't stop. Feeling stuff shift.
Got to keep the momentum going.
And these managers back there pounding the wall going, because there's no window to communicate. So we get down to the bottom of the hill. It's Joe's driving, I believe the name of on the old road there at the bottom of the hill in Irwin. And so we finally get up, and it's a little gas pumps. It's 11:30 at night. Ain't a stitch of light on at all.
But you're going to get gas.
Toad says, we better get some gas. I said, well, okay. So he goes, beats on the guy's house door behind the restaurant. Sure enough, he was the owner. And so in the meantime, 2 of the guys came out of the back and went down over the hill and threw up. They got car sick. So we pump gas, and we go on in and drive on into ETSU. And Toad looked at me and said, over his glass, said, you're not going to say anything about this, are you? He said, lips are sealed.
Till
Toad,
now.
Till now, which has been, I don't know, 15, 20 years later. So
yeah, March 4th, 2015, it's coming out.
Coming off the hill, the old Sam's Gap, which was a snake trail anyway, in neutral, out of gas, coasting down the hill with an equipment truck full of football jerseys and helmets. So there you go.
Oh, boy.
That's a good story. And my boy Toad, Richard Williams, was a piece of work, I can tell you that, and didn't care. I mean, it's like, well, whatever. Just got to do what you got to do. I said, well, why didn't you get gas down at Mars Hill? Well, I thought we could make it. Famous last word, thought we could make it. As we top the hill, we're doing one of these. I mean, it's spitting and sputting like it's not going to make it. Got on top of the hill, and down the hill we came. So we made it and had a good time, got some gas. And so, boy, the guy came out and pumped the gas. He's in his T-shirt and had the old white T-shirt and had his suspenders, coming out. It's 12 o'clock like we got him out of bed, said, you boys live kind of dangerously, don't you? And, of course, to him over the hill throwing up. So, yeah, we live kind of dangerously. So, anyway, that was one of those good trips for the ETSU Buck football team back in the day. We're about out of this show, about out of time, man. We've had a good time, good run. We want to say thanks to our folks, Ned Smith, the head basketball coach of the Hampton Bulldogs, are going to the state tournament next week, representing the only team in Northeast Tennessee to go. And we want to say thanks to him. Quiz show was a train wreck, went 2 for 5.
No, it wasn't. It was great.
Well, my side of the bike, it was a train wreck. We'll try to get tomorrow's Buzzer. We'll be asking Buzzer the questions. That should be fun. Again, we want to say thanks to Max Medicine Mart. Dr. Barry Walt will be back with us next week. Greg Salyer gave us a Reds report. Let us know what's going on in the Reds camp as they're 1-0. Print those World Series tickets. They clubbed the Indians in Game 1 of spring training, 10-0.
We're going. If they make the World Series, you and I are going.
We're on our way. Yeah, they ain't going to make the World Series. Well, there are better odds we can get to the moon than the Reds get the World Series. And
I'll
also,
go there too.
thanks to Daniel Manget, the sports information director for Milligan College. So we're out of time. We thank you for yours. On behalf of Horace and all of our guests, this is Tom Taylor saying, as always, win or lose, be a good sport. Enjoy your Wednesday. Thank you for watching us. You can watch us later tonight on podcasting, again on YouTube, iTunes, TuneIn Radio, and Stitcher, the Stitcher.com, and also the Stitcher phone app. And be sure and tell us you like us, Facebook.com/Tom Taylor Sports Show. See you tomorrow. Win or lose, be a good sport. So long, everybody.